I think most people have heard of Where's Waldo? When we travel for filming Prairie Yard and Garden shows, our crew says, Where's Mary? It seems like I'm off chatting with someone most of the time, and the crew tries to keep me on task. But visiting is often how we get great ideas for shows. Like the day I was visiting with someone who told me her parents love our show, do activities for children, and have a nice yard. Well, I called her parents, Al and Mary, and they said we could come and see. Thanks so much for letting us come.
This is the greatest day of the whole summer for us, Mary. We're so happy that you are here, and we share the perfect first name.
Oh. Well, tell me about yourselves.
We have lived on this property for 24 years now. Alan and I have been married almost 50 years. When we purchased the property, there was not a lot of gardening going on here, so we have since started the process of getting gardens to look like this.
What is the story behind bees, blooms, and books?
The story behind it is in 2019, my mother passed away. And at that point, there was a tree here, a tree there, and a berm tree. And in the spring of 2020, we lost 2 of these trees. And I would sit out my window and look at this big empty space and think, we need to do something. So I thought of a flower garden and a little kid library, because that would be to honor my mom. She was an avid flower gardener, a big reader, a librarian at one point in her life. And so it turned out that we started working on this in the spring of COVID. And the little library arrived at our doorstep on the first anniversary of her passing. So we decided to put this garden in, and of course, in the beginning it was pretty bare, so we would put pots just to fill the space until we were able to get more perennials growing in that space. So my mom's name was Bernadette. She wasn't real crazy about her name, and sometimes she went by B just because it was shorter. So that's where the bees, books, and blooms comes in, because it was all related to her.
How did you get started with outreach to children?
Well, I suppose it was probably day one when we put the library up, because right away, as I said, it was during COVID, and a lot of the young moms could not go to libraries, so they would come to our little library and pick up books so that they had something for the kids to read and do. And at that point also I thought, well, we don't have to do just books. We can do fun little puzzles, and right now there's school supplies in there, which is getting ready for school. When we first started, I was very concerned about, am I going to have to go and buy all new books to stock this library? No, I didn't have to do that. We go to garage sales, estate sales, and any other forum that we can. We had a bookstore that even donated some of their books. Oftentimes people will drop boxes of books on our front door. And if I go to a garage sale, I make them a deal that they can't refuse. It's just to get enough books. So that's basically how we do it. And of course the exchange. A lot of the moms in the neighborhood are trying to teach the kids, if you take a book out of this library, we need to put a few more back in to take the place, because this is for everybody. So it's a learning experience for all of us.
Did you and Alan build the little library?
We did not. As you can see on the front, there's a little plaque that says Little Free Library. So it was made by the actual company that sponsors this, and there's a universal map where you can go to their website and track all the little free libraries, I think, all over the world.
Did you have to go in and register your site then?
We did, because we wanted people to know when they went to the map that there was one at 440 Campbell Drive. So that's how we did that. And we wanted one that was made sturdy out of composite material, so we would not have to ever replace it. We wanted it durable.
How often do you have to restock it?
Well, I restocked this morning because there were books in there, and I thought this would be the perfect day to put out some school supplies. But I check it probably every day. Maybe not as much in the winter because the traffic of the children lessens, but in the summer I'm checking it every day.
Do you put other things in besides just books and school supplies?
So last June 1st, we received a grant from Modern Woodman Insurance Company where they gave us $200 to purchase items for the library, mainly books. They wanted us to purchase books. So we did that, and we set up in the driveway many tables, and we enlisted the help of some of the neighborhood kids to help, and we advertised on Facebook and through the library that we had a free book giveaway. And along with that, we had coloring books and different things like that, and it was a huge success. So it was nice to know that there are organizations that will help and sponsor your events if you just know how to access and are willing to do the work to get the money.